Baby has died after a shooting early this morning in Shreveport. The homicide happened at the Stone Vista Apartments on East Stoner Avenue. That's near Viking Drive and Easy Street. That's in the 71101 zip code. The killing is the 8th in Shreveport this year. According to Shreveport police, a suspect shot multiple times into an apartment building, killing the infant and shooting an adult male. The man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. So far, there's no word on a suspect, a motive. SPD is continuing their investigation. If you know anything.
The first alert, Caddo Coroner's Office has identified the infant killed in an early morning shooting in the Stoner Hill neighborhood. Here's what we know. 1-year-old Carter Martin was killed in the shooting. Now, earlier this morning, around 3:48 a.m., Shreveport police responded to shots fired at Stone Vista Apartments in the Stoner Hill neighborhood. Police found an apartment in Building 12 was shot at several times with a man and woman and Martin sleeping inside. Police say the male was shot and transported to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries, and 1-year-old Carter Martin was shot in the head and pronounced dead at the scene. At this time, there is no suspect information and the shooting remains an ongoing investigation. Martin's death marks the 8th homicide this year in Shreveport.
Man is wanted in connection to the shooting death of 1-year-old Carter Martin is now in custody. Shreveport police say Damond Babber is facing a charge of second-degree murder. The toddler was shot earlier this month in an apartment on East Stoner Avenue. Police have already arrested 4 other suspects in this case.
An update on the shooting that killed a 1-year-old. SPD has made 3 more arrests, and KSLA's Tamer Knight joins us at the First Alert Center. Now, Tamer, what can you tell us about the recent arrest to this fatal shooting?
Bisky, the untimely death of 1-year-old Carter Martin has struck the entire community. The question everyone has now is why? Take a look at your screen. This is 23-year-old Jalen Young, 28-year-old Kadarion Baker, and not pictured is 23-year-old Laterion Watts. These 3 suspects were arrested for possession of firearms in the untimely death of Carter Martin. Baker and Young have been charged with possession of firearms by convicted felons, and Watts have been charged with illegal possession of a stolen firearm. Now the 4th mugshot is 27-year-old DeAnthony Griffin. He was arrested last week and charged with 1 count of second-degree murder. Here's what led up to these arrests. On Sunday morning, on February 11th, Shreveport police responded to reports of gunfire at Stone Vista Apartments on East Stoner Avenue. When officers arrived, they discovered that an apartment had been shot several times. Inside that apartment was a man, a woman, and 1-year-old Carter Martin, who was sleeping. The man and boy were both shot. Carter Martin was struck in the head by a bullet and was pronounced dead at the scene. The 25-year-old male was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Despite these arrests, Shreveport police is urging anyone in the community with more information on this case to contact Shreveport police. Funeral arrangements for 1-year-old Carter Martin is expected to be announced tomorrow. From the First Alert Center, I'm Tamer Knight, KSLA News 12.
A GoFundMe account to help the family of a 1-year-old killed in Shreveport has raised more than $4,000. That money will be used to cover expenses for Carter Martin's funeral. That funeral will be held this Saturday at the Family First Funeral Home on Jewella Avenue. But before that, the family is planning a balloon launch tomorrow at 5 at Valencia Park. Carter was shot and killed on February the 11th as he slept in his family's home and in his parents' bed on Stoner Avenue. A total of 4 suspects have been arrested in connection with Carter's death. And this is a live look at a balloon release for Carter Martin. He is the 1-year-old who was shot and killed while he slept in a Stoner Avenue apartment. Family and friends are gathering at the Family First Funeral Home right now, all to remember Carter. They will return tomorrow morning to lay him to rest. Carter was shot and killed February the 11th. A total of 4 suspects have been arrested in connection with Carter's death.